What's up, my pilots? Welcome back to Dark Souls. So in this episode, we're going to be heading down into the depths and fighting a couple weird bosses. Seeing some gross things. Good news is, we're back playing our Dex character, which is my personal favorite build. Although I have to say I'm coming around to the strength builds. The heavy armor, all that poise is nice. Of course, with this character, just like with Willow, poke! We have the wolf ring, so we've got a decent amount of poise for free. Eventually, we're going to be putting on a different ring. Whoa! You know what I just realized? Fuck you. I think... Is Nightloud Trek back here at Firelink? So I was thinking, out of all my characters, this might be the one character that like most wants his ring. Well, no, actually I think the heavy armor guy would probably want it more. Anyway, because you can go ahead and kill him now and get his ring, which is really good. Increases health, stamina, and equip load. But we don't necessarily need it right now. I'm really liking how these three builds are coming out. We got the pilot here with a Dex Pyromancy build, which we haven't even gotten Pyromancy yet, but we'll be getting it in this episode. Alright, so I don't think I showed on screen how to open this door. So, oh, do I want to, I guess, I showed going all the way down to Capra Demon, right? Yeah, so let me just show you where this shortcut connects to. Oh, and of course back here we have the other undead merchant. Just creeping behind some bars, don't accidentally kill her.
Oh, there you are, dearie. I have moss. Now dish up some souls.
Yeah, I don't know. She sells the blooming kind, which can reduce toxin, but I already picked up 3 of those coming by here earlier.
What a humdrum lad you are.
Okay. But this tower connects to the lower Undead Burg. And when you come back up, it ends up being a shortcut through the aqueduct back to Firelink Shrine. It's just at the top of this little staircase over here, going past Capra Demon. Let me show you. Whoop! No, you don't. Poke! My favorite thing about this sword is how ridiculously long the poke on it is. And it also has really good dex scaling, so it's going to be doing a lot of damage, and it has a really long reach. Those two together just mean that you can be fairly safe and fairly confident with a lot of your attacks. I can probably get this guy from around the corner. Yeah, there we go. See how long the poke on it is? Anyway, this is the room where we fought Capra Demon. Oh, his dogs are here. Good. The other thing is it lets you stab a little bit earlier on those swipes where you're trying to catch an enemy as they're coming right up to you. Just having a little bit of extra reach means you can go a little bit sooner and not miss. So, it's super good. It kind of has the moveset of a longsword, with just a swiping. But you can also get a fairly quick double stab in on bosses and the like. Ooh, going back past the spooky door, we'll pick up the souls. So with this character, I haven't been eating the soul items I've been picking up lately, because we're going to be saving them for later on in the run. We're wearing the Silver Serpent ring now, so we're getting a 20% bonus souls anyway. So we don't really need those to like stay on level and be effective. But they can be used to great effect a little bit later on. I'll explain it in more detail when we get there, but for this episode we're going to be actually spending quite a deal of souls. Whatever we can gather down in the depth, we're going to use to get some better pyromancy. Because since we didn't start out as a pyromancer class, we don't actually have even a pyromancy flame. Like, we don't even have the ability to cast pyromancies. So we're going to have to acquire one of those. Thankfully, there's a fellow down here who will lend us one. Or rather, just give us one. Alright, so check this out. There's this little walkway down here, right? And if you go down there, for the longest time, I could not figure out. There's this enemy that just shows up. And it's like, what? Where did you come from? Well, I found him. He's up there. What's he doing? Let's check this out. Well, I guess we'll kind of work our way around to him. Just remember he's chilling up there. Poke! Really long reach. Down here we have, honestly, it looks like a boss from Dead Rising. that's what it makes me think. Oh, hi. How you doing? There you go. Oh! We have a meat hook and a big old fucking cleaver. Poke! If you time your stabs correctly, oh, just barely out of reach. If you time your stabs correctly, you can get somebody right when they're finishing their getting up animation, and before they really have a chance to come at you. This treasure chest here, it's a large ember, which is going to let us upgrade our sword. It's currently a +5 sword. That large ember, if we give it to Andre, we can upgrade stuff up to +10. Just regular weapons, not enchanted or fire or whatever. Back here, there's a hole. We are going to drop in there, but not quite yet. So this area that we're heading to is like a lot of areas in Dark Souls, and it has a lot of paths. It's labyrinthian. Alright, let's not get totally destroyed by dogs. God damn it. We're getting killed by dogs. Chill. Oh my god, I'm bleeding. Fighting in this goop is annoying just because you move really slowly. There's a ring that can make you move faster, but we're not scheduled to collect that for just a bit. Over here on the other side of the goo, if you take note, there's a guy right above us right now. He's just going to chill up there until we walk away, though, so we can get an ambush.
You. Yeah, yes, you. Here, over here. Please, you must help me.
Yeet.
Thank you. I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius, or the Great Swamp. I will not forget my debt to you.
Oh, okay. I'll see you back at Firelink. And now, I believe, as we go away... What was that sound? Oh my god, there's another butcher! This one surprises me. It surprised me 2 times before I finally realized with Willow that she was up there, just chilling. It's pretty cool. Get a sack hood. It's terrible, but you can trade it to Snuggly for a good item. I forget exactly what, but it's one of those things. Y'all don't know who Snuggly is, but we'll go meet Snuggly eventually. All right, so check this out. This is how you're supposed to enter the depth. Come down here and say, oh, look, there's a fucking... What is this? Oh, my God! We're getting eaten by a black pudding or something. Nasty. Yeah, these things are gross. These guys are called slimes. And they basically chill out down here in the depths. Just being gross. The good news is, these guys have a chance to drop... I think it's green Titanite shards or large Titanite shards. I forget which. But either way, those are pretty useful items. Whoa, hello, sir. Pardon me. Yeah, so we have to keep our eyes up. Watch out for the goopy boys. They're chilling. This doesn't seem suspicious at all. Oh. Oh, no. Well, whoa. Hey-oh. Ho, ho. Oh, shit. These slimes really suck. They're not actually hard to fight. They're kind of like one of the easiest enemies in the game. They're just gross. There we go. And that's the path down to the rest of the depths. Over here is a door. You can actually open it with the master key, or there is a key in this area called the sewer chamber key, I believe. That we'll be getting anyway, just because it's dropped by a boss that we're going to want to fight. So I'm going to go ahead and kill all these slimes so I can go back down this hallway. They're really not aggressive. They're super slow. They're like entirely, I guess you'd call them like ambush predators. Unfortunately, they only have, I think, like a 2% chance to drop their best drops. So if you're going to be grinding down here, you'll want to use any kind of items and humanity that you got to increase your item discovery rate. I'm not going to sleep at this bonfire, or rest here, but I will go ahead and ignite it. Doesn't actually do anything, really. It's kind of weird, honestly, because lighting it doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't make you appear there when you die. It doesn't really do anything, which is strange. But I don't want everybody to respawn up here. The butchers won't respawn because they're unique enemies, but all the dogs and skeleton and stuff would. So if you head down into the depths through that main passage that I just showed you, that's kind of the intended direction. You'll end up taking the long way around. But if you go this way, you can go through the entire area really quickly and skip quite a lot of it if you want. I'm not going to, but I will show you this shortcut. Primarily because, if you come back here behind where this butcher's table was, you can see, oh no, they've been throwing scraps down here. But to what? Gross. Gross giant rat. That's to what? Before we drop down and engage in rat combat. Yeah, they can't do anything up here, so if you have a bow or magic, you can just shoot them. It's laughable. Spider shield we want to get, since that's got a lot of poison resistance, which is going to help us out. Boom! The big old stab in the head! And smack him. Oh, you're not dead. Fuck. There we go. Took two. Not a very strong boss. It really only gives, it doesn't give very much experience, but it is kind of creepy because if you come down here the standard way, you'll constantly be seeing this boss through bars. So for example, that first path I said, well, okay, there's where the depths are. You'll come down those stairs and end up there, and you look down in here and see this giant rat, and it's like, ew. And then eventually you'll loop around to behind these bars where those guys are. There's the sewer chamber key. And you look in here and see him and go, ew. Well, check this out. If you just drop down behind where the butcher is, and then go all the way to the left side over here, you can slide on down past this water drop-off area. And this is basically the end of the depths. I'm not even worried about the slimes in the middle of the room there. Just, they can just chill. And down here, this is the door to Blighttown. It cannot be opened with the Master Key. We need the Blighttown key to open it. Now, with the Master Key, we can go through New Londo Ruins into the Valley of Drakes and go straight into Blighttown. Like, it could be the first area you did if you want with the Master Key, but I'll show you how to get there the standard way.
Hi, Shemai, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Xena. I'm just a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
He's cool, mostly because he sells gold pine resin, which is effective against this area's boss. In fact, any we'll grab some more. Any dragon type enemy or drake is going to be weak to lightning, so just keep that in mind. And he also sells crystal weapons, which have extremely high damage output, but they can't be repaired.
That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon, and we'll make another fine trade, of course.
Yep. Once you make enough progress in the game, he will no longer be here. And he's notable as the merchant who has the stuff that the boss was wearing. So if you kill a boss and you think, oh, that guy had some cool armor, you can probably go talk to this guy afterwards and buy that armor, but only after the boss is beaten.
Hi, Shemai. I adore trinkets.
And then the other thing that he has is, we already have it, so it's not showing up here, is that he sells a bottomless box.
Well, that is a shame, but no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us someday, sometime.
This guy's funny, because his armor set is so eclectic. You can tell it's just like covered with, well, actually, you probably can't tell. Allow me to show you. His armor set is just covered with medals and like pins, and he's got one pauldron and a chain and some shoulder covers. It looks like his helmet has glasses attached to the outside. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But it's pretty funny because his entire personality is like, I just collect stuff. I love trinkets. And all of his armor that he sells, all the descriptions have really over-the-top descriptions, like Helmet of the Scholar. Like, its intelligent gaze, you know, implies a deep thinker would wear this. That kind of stuff. It's like, oh no. So the other advantage to coming straight down here is that if you're trying to go fast and you don't want to go through the area where all the scary rats are, you can go straight to the boss from here. It's actually, so Zama's over there. This first door on the right will take us out to the boss room. But because there's an enemy up on that ledge up there, you can see him walking around, actually. Oh, now he's going to cast stuff at us. Let's look at him. Whoop. I'm dancing. Oh, oh, fuck. He's firing a magic missile. Run! He's up there even after you engage the boss down here, and he'll just troll you the whole time with magic missiles. So you kind of want to go take him out before you fight the boss. And I don't much like skipping content in games when that content has, like, you know, content in it. There's stuff to do. So I'm going to make my way back up to the top, because not only does coming down here first get you straight to the merchant, and there's a quick bonfire, and basically you can fight the giant rat immediately. It also gives you a shortcut all the way up these long stairs back to pretty much the very top of the depths, which I guess would be like the shallows. But yeah, this is another spot where you can come through and like, oh, the rat's just in there, just chilling. Honestly, not sure if canonically there's even a good reason to kill the rat, like flavor-wise, but I mean, he gives experience and he's cool, so of course we're going to fight him. We're going to go ahead and kindle this bonfire. Am I hollow? Yeah, I'm going to need to eat another humanity. We will want some of that poison moss, the purple moss, which cures poison. So, boop, we can do that. Oh, and also, we're going to eat the soul of the butterfly on this character, as well as on our faith-based character, because it creates a unique weapon if we use it much later in the game that scales with intelligence, so it won't be useful for either of these boys. But Willow will use it. Go ahead and kindle this one, just because it's a good spot to start from in the depths, and having 10 SS sounds nice. Let me go ahead and change my equips here. I'm not going to need daggers, but I am going to want the purple moss. It's so funny to me how extremely varied the quality of the starting gifts are. Like, some of them are just healing items, and then you can also get the binoculars, which you can just pick up for free right at the beginning of the game. Or you can get the Master Key, which lets you sequence break the entire game. It's like, oh, kind of a big difference. Love the sweeping attack with the Boulder Side Sword. You only get that when you're running into combat, and then R1. It almost hits 360 degrees around you. You see I hit all 4 of those rats in one go. This guy back here has a great axe. And I don't think you can get up there. I think that's out of bounds. So if you're looking for a good strength weapon, you can take the great axe right here. Although you can't actually get down here until you've beaten Capra Demon, since Capra Demon has the key. Whoop! There he goes. So it's not available super early, although Capra Demon in theory could be like the 3rd boss you fight, so it's pretty early in. Oh, I didn't think... Okay. Well, here's one of those places where you'd look in and see the giant rat and go, ooh, there's a giant rat down here. I hope I don't suddenly stumble on it. And then, oh boy. This entire area could be summed up as chutes and ladders. So much of this area is chutes and ladders. This is a fog gate for the top area up here. And this is where we want to... This is the one spot we need to go before going to fight the boss. Because fuck this guy. It's a channeler. He fires magic missiles a lot. We fought one of those already in the... Yeah, try and aggro these guys one at a time because they're pretty big. And they can poison you really quickly. Oh, yeah, see? They're pretty fast, too. Got him. Alright. So the channeler will do one of 2 things. He'll either use a spell that buffs nearby allies of his, which will be all these rats, or he'll just start firing magic missiles at you. And if you're down in the boss fight arena, down there, he'll just spam magic missiles on you and really ruin your day. Some boxes in this area have rats in them. It's a pretty great jump scare the first time if you don't know about it. But I'd spare you from that. These 2 are fine though, just boxes. And all the way down here at the end there's a soul. Oh, sorry, a Titanite shard, even better, a big one. We are going to need a lot of large Titanite shards in order to upgrade our weapon from +5 to +10. That's what the large shards are for, upgrading regular old weapons to higher numbers. And I believe... Ugh, yeah, this whole area, man. You can see there's an area where we can drop down here. I think this is just a... Where does it go? You can jump over these. What is this? What is this? Oh, this is connected to up here. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, this whole area is just friggin' chutes and ladders. So, we came in from the rat side, and if you jump over there, you can skip past the channeler. And if you run all the way around this way, you get the fog wall to the channeler. And then once the channeler's dead, you can circle back around over here, and there's some more side paths that go underneath where you were previously. And I believe one of these leads to the giant rat's room. Okay, come here, you. Don't you run away. Poke. The rats will try and get you chasing them, so you'll fall in one of these holes. Yeah, up here's the giant rat's room. Boom. So that's done. And then I believe we want to go down here next. Plop. Yeah, it's a little dangerous though, because you get dropped right in front of this guy, who, even though he looks like a frog with like a big inflatable throat, he's just, those eyeballs are so weird. He's actually called a basilisk. I don't know why they called him that, because basilisks are serpents that turn you, that kill with their gaze. So it makes sense that they got big eyes, I guess, but they're not serpents. They can kill you, though. You see that little skull icon popping up? Oh, no. Fuck you. Fuck you. so wiggly. That's a curse meter, that skull icon, and if that meter fills up, we would be cursed, which is a big pain in the ass. It actually happened on Winslow. He's actually still cursed. just going to live with that for a while until I go buy a purging stone. You can buy an item that cures curse from the female undead merchant or from... oh, I forget his name. The guy from Karim, the pardoner. The one that you can pay to get your sins forgiven. He also sells purging stones to free you with curses. Where did that guy go? Oh my god, he made his way back up. Smart. Plop. So what a curse actually is, which I just realized I didn't explain, you will instantly die if the curse meter fills up, which is what this like gas they're spraying out is doing. It doesn't do damage, it just fills the curse meter. You'll instantly die if that meter fills, and when you respawn, you will have half of your maximum health just gone. Your max health gets cut in half. Huh, I thought there were guys down here. Oh, there are. Hello. You also leave this weird, like, crystallized version of yourself behind where you died. And you can come back and smash it. It's like one of these. Gross. Except it looks like it's made out of hard candy. Little rat. He's just chilling. So you don't want to get cursed, because it costs 6,000 souls to buy the item that cures... oh! Okay, I guess we're fighting Kirk. Cool. Let me take out this last rat before Kirk shows up. Oh, hi Kirk. Kirk's cool. You have to fight him in 3 different places to get his armor set, and this is the first one. His armor set is the Armor of Thorns, which you may have seen in some of the loading screens. Come on here, I'm going to parry you. Boom! Got him! So you'll only get invaded by people like this when you have, when you're in human form. There we go. Poke! So if you walk around as human, not only do you get that ability to, oh, we got his shield. Nice. He does not... oh, and his sword. Holy crap. He's not guaranteed to drop either of those. We got lucky. Sweet. I'm not going to use either one, but they're cool. Check out this shield. It's freaky. And when you bash with this, yeah, there's no parry. You just smack people with it. It's great. I'm going to go ahead and equip the spider shield so I don't forget. It has full physical defense as well, I believe, yeah. But it also grants you really high poison resistance. It just says that in the description. It has resistance to poison. But it doesn't actually show up anywhere here in like the settings. It's a little weird. But yeah, so if you want to play a more exciting version of this game, try and stay in human form as much as possible. Which is hard, because if you die, you lose it, and you have to spend a humanity to get it back. But humanity is a renewable resource. You can farm humanity by killing the rats down here in the depths, for example. That's probably the best place to do it. They have a small chance to drop it, but, you know, better than nothing. In terms of getting item drops to appear, there's a ring you can wear. It's actually the gold serpent ring, kind of the opposite of the silver one we have. The silver one gives you extra souls, the gold one gives you extra chances at item drops, and it just increases multiplicatively. The other thing you can do is increase your discovery. So you see right now our item discovery is 150. That basically means we have 150%, like a 1.5 multiplier on any percentage. So like if an enemy is dropping something 2% of the time, well, for us it's going to be 3% because we're getting that 1.5 multiplier on it. So it just makes things a little bit easier to grind for and find, and it makes rare drops a little bit easier to get. You can continue to increase that number up until you have 10 humanity on your person, at which point you'll have a full, I believe, 210 discovery, so a little more than twice the normal rate, which is pretty good. And if you get that covetous gold ring, which is available much later on, there's something over there, you can take it all the way up to 410, I believe. Solaire will help with this fight if we want. I kind of want him to. I think I showed off how I can fight this boss on my other character, So for this guy, I'm just gonna summon Solaire because I like him. Plus being human is fun. We get to fight Kirk. Solaire comes and hangs out with us. Clearly it's just a sweet gig. Praise the sun! Solaire's cool. This is gonna be our character that makes sure Solaire gets a happy ending in his quest for his own son. Ooh, a crocodile! Oh no. I love the design of this boss. It has like that little crocodile head on the front, almost like an anglerfish. It's like, oh, I'm actually a giant scary dragon, but my nose looks like a cute little crocodile, so people will try and come and touch me, and then I'll show them all my teeth. This is the gaping dragon. And, you. Did I just say you? You know, I should have put the gold stuff on here. I got my shield up just in time. Get me out of here. Alright, cool. Good job, Solaire. Just draw that aggro, buddy. I'm really bad about it, forgetting to apply lightning effects and such before the fight. Solaire is just being a real champ here. Whoa! That was quite a kick. I need to drink an Estus. Wow, Solaire is just getting wrecked. We'll help you, Solaire. Oh, oh, don't be underneath the boss. Solaire learned that lesson. Is he gonna jump again? Yeah. I don't really want the tail weapon for this character, but it's still the best place to be poking him at this stage, I believe. Uh-oh, Solaire's dead, I think. Well, Solaire, you were very helpful. Whoa! Alright, yeah, this guy is a pretty easy boss, and just in general, but he can be kind of a pain because he has some really annoying tendencies. One of them being, anytime he moves around, his feet are hitboxes, like weapons. So you will frequently find yourself trying to circle strafe him, and he just sort of steps on you, like accidentally, and gets a ton of damage. I think I need more lightning. Okay, I'm gonna apply lightning and then see if I can get him to fold down on me. Yeah, perfect, thanks. And now you can hit him in the head, which does extra damage. We don't want to be here when he tries to chomp us, though, so we'll circle around. Even this back leg here, as he's kind of walking away, if I were to just get a little too close and step on it, that would be bad. Get out of here. Yeah, not that super hard of a boss. You do have to be careful that he doesn't land on you when he jumps, and you don't want to be right in his face when he folds down. But other than that, he kind of just runs around. He's not super aggressive or good at following you. You can spend a long time behind him, smacking him on the tail, even if you don't have a Phantom helping you. Alright, so for this one, I decided I'd better put in post-commentary. I'm pointing up there to show that, yeah, Winslow's cursed for this fight. And, oh boy, it's gonna be something. So I think this was my 5th attempt. I kind of just decided, like, you know what? Getting stuck down here in the depths or in Blighttown and being cursed is just one of those experiences that everyone talks about, because on your first playthrough, if you get cursed, you wake up with half HP and it's like, oh no. Well, you can see I had 8,000 souls piled up there, and I've been managing to retrieve them every fight. But with this guy, it's very much like, okay, let's just do it. Screw it. We got a divine mace. We'll just smack him. And this boss can be very difficult for a slow-moving character. You can see what I mean about those feet being hitboxes. So I'm going around here to smack his tail, because if you're having to fight this guy in close range with a fairly slow character, the first thing you want to try to do is cut off his tail, because he has this really, really wide-range sweeping attack that he can do, but only if he has his tail. Once his tail's gone, he sort of tries to do it, and he just wiggles the nub. It's kind of sad and kind of funny. I had previously cut off the tail on an earlier fight, so I already have the unique weapon that you get from doing it. So I'm not in it for that. I still think it's a good idea to cut it off for these kind of characters, just because it removes one of his strongest and biggest ranged attacks. So if you can get him to flip down and show you his little alligator head, that'll keep him from rotating around, and it makes him more likely to just walk forward. And then you can have a much easier time. Yeah, whoop, there he goes. You can have a much easier time getting back to that tail, because this boss is kind of big. He's not super agile. He's not super powerful, but he is really long. So for a character as heavy and as slow as Winslow, this tail is just a troll too. It can really be a pain to get all the way back there. Like, I'm lucky if I can get 2, maybe 3 hits on. There's the tail sweep attack, and you can see it almost one-shotted me. Just got enough HP even with the curse. But the range on that is huge. If you're basically anywhere behind him, you're going to be in the radius. So when he's... Oh, there it goes again. You can see it actually curls around this entire side, too. And he's turning. This is just what this boss does to slow characters. You try and get around to the side of him, and he's like, nah, I'm just going to turn and face you. I don't feel like letting you go behind me and cut off my tail. So what you gotta do is hang around in front long enough for him to fold down, which, by the way, when he comes smashing down, that animation, for some reason the hitbox when he lands is huge. You saw I got clipped by it there. There goes the tail. It's about 2 of the big bars of his health. All done to the tail, we'll cut it off. So it's only like 1/6 of his HP. But now, when we're back there behind the dragon, we don't have to worry so much about that sweep attack. In fact, we don't have to worry about it at all. Oh, look at him go. Oh, I think he's going to throw up. Gross. No, he's just chilling. Yeah, watch out for those feet. They got hitboxes on them. It's kind of funny, we have +2 Estus. I think like a +1, maybe even a regular Estus would be enough to refill this cursed health bar. So you can see, one good cycle in. Oh, oof. One good cycle in behind the boss, I can take out about 1/12 of his HP. So we're going to need to get back there about 12 times for the tail smacking plan. Granted, if you're gutsy enough to smack him in the head, you can go for that, but with slow characters, it can be really hard to get out of the way once he starts training forward like that. So maybe going for the tail is just a slower but safer option. Here he's going to do the sweep attack, but without any tail, it doesn't have hitbox. You might get hit if you're like right next to him, but if you're farther away, you'll be fine. Also, I got partway through the fight and was like, you know what, I'm going to use lightning. I'm going to do extra damage because he's a dragon. And then I realized that I already have a holy mace. It's already got a divine upgrade built into it. And you can't apply resins to upgraded weapons. So you can see I pull out the... oh, I'll just smack him in the head a couple times since he's offering. I pull out the... I keep wanting to call it pine tar. The gold pine resin. And it's grayed out. Like I can't use it. It's like, oh, right. My mace is divine. It won't work. So it's like, alright, well, I managed to equip the... I'm just going to run away. I managed to equip the resin in the middle of the fight. Maybe I can equip my Morning Star too. Let's get nice and far away from the boss. Just go into our equipment screen. Keep running around a little bit. This is what I love about this game. Is like, oh, you want to change weapons in the middle of a fight? No, you can't pause. You have to run around and dig through your bag of holding while fighting. But we can go ahead and pull out the Morning Star. And now we're cooking with gas. We got lightning. And I'm not sure exactly how much damage it does in terms of how much more, but I think it might be like a 20 to 50% upgrade. It's noticeably more, but it's not like you're going to two-shot him. Granted, that plus hitting him in the head, we're doing about 200 damage per hit, which is substantial on this boss. So if we get him to do the right move, which is to come back down to us, we keep hitting him in the head, we can finish him off pretty quickly. Of course, he's going to troll us and repeatedly do his swipe attack instead of his bite attack. Oh, and when he starts wiggling like that, it means he's going to fucking borf. And he borfs out some nasty stuff all over the ground. And yeah, that'll kill you. It does damage. I don't exactly know what it's supposed to be or why this guy's got so much barf, but that's just what he's up to, I guess. Yeah, so with lightning and hitting him in the head, we're doing decent damage. Once he starts opening up his rib, or his teeth, or whatever those are in the front, once they start spreading open, that means he's about to do the charging forward attack. So it's time to get the hell out of dodge. Alright, I think if he leans forward one more time, we could probably finish him off. Assuming our lightning doesn't wear off right before he does it. Well, nope, he's having a tantrum. These resin effects that you can put on your weapon only last for a minute. Oh, he's gonna barf now. We're not getting the right animations to really punish him. And then you can see, ugh, it's too gross. Even on your feet it hurts. It must be acid or something, right? Because just regular barf wouldn't do damage to your feet. So it must be like super nasty acid. I love that some of the bosses have tantrum animations almost. Here comes the tail sweep. Oh, it's so sad. It's gotta be more than a minute on those resins. Maybe it's 2 or 3. It's not permanent, and you definitely can run out halfway through a fight. But there you go. So while Willow just destroys the Gaping Dragon for free because she has ranged attacks, I'm going to talk about my thoughts on co-commentary, or rather post-commentary in this game. So prior to this fight with the Gaping Dragon and Cursed Winslow, I didn't really feel like any of the fights really needed any post-commentary because they pretty much speak for themselves. But this fight had enough different animations and like strategies that I had to employ in order to get the Cursed Winslow to be able to come out on top that I figured it was worth filling in. So in the future, I kind of enjoy also like the quiet of just no commentary. Here's just footage of fighting the boss, and you can really get sucked into it. Yeah, the hitbox on that thing is ridiculous. But anyway, I'll let Willow go ahead and troll this boss. She picked up Great Soul Arrow from Griggs back in Firelink, so she's doing even more damage than usual. Over here you can pick up the set for that the warrior class starts with, which is some decent armor. And then I believe from here we could climb back up and head into the Blight Town, but I kind of want to go back up to Firelink and spend this 50,000 souls not on level ups, but on pyromancy, because this is going to be our pyromancer character. So we'll just homeward bone back up to that bonfire. Got him. You can kind of look up and sort of dodge these guys. And then we'll just climb out of the depths and go back to Firelink. If we want to, we can enter Blighttown through the Master Key route with his character if we feel like it, but not a super, not an idea I'm super excited about, just because I like showing off the long version of areas, at least on this character. I might use the Master Key on my other characters just to get down there faster. We'll see. It really is going to come down to how many good items there are hanging out in the intermediate areas to make it be the deciding factor of whether or not they're worth walking through. Alright, so I'm going to go back up the stairs, head around this way, and then just meet you guys back at Firelink Shrine here. Well, you know what? I might use some of these souls for upgrading my weapon, too. Alright, here we are back at Firelink Shrine. Ah, feels like home. Griggs is here, because we saved him on this character as well, even though we're not doing any sorcery. And now, Laurentius is here.
Well, I see you made it out. Yeah, I made it out safely too. I have my pyromancy of the Great Swamp, so I can usually manage with a bit of care. Oh yeah, by the way, I can share my spells with you. I think you have a knack for it. All you need are the materials. I'll be pleased to help you. Unless you find the magics unsavory.
You can say no. because pyromancy's awesome.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that they'll be of some use, some assistance. Here, first take this.
And we get a flame, which is the item we need in order to use pyromancy. Basically replaces a catalyst or a talisman for sorcery or miracles.
A flame from the Great Swamp. Now you're a fully fledged pyromancer. Why, let's get started right now.
Alright, so you can upgrade our pyromancy flame, which looks like it does nothing when you look at the numbers, but it does increase the damage that your pyromancies do. And we're going to need to buy some pyromancies first, so let's buy Fireball. Flash Sweat increases our fire resistance. We'll buy that. We'll buy Combustion, and I don't know if we're going to have enough attunement slots for Fire Orb at the minute. It's okay. I'll take the Fireballs for now. We can go ahead and ascend our pyromancy flame a few times. As you can see, the amount that it costs continues to increase. But this is how you get powerful pyromancy. Alright.
Pyromancy is the art of casting fire. Produce flame, then channel it, just as our ancestors did. A pyromancer must be in tune with nature herself. My home, the Great Swamp, is an abundant store of nature. You will understand one day. It only takes time.
Cool.
Goodbye then. Come back if you find anything new.
Yeah, he'll love to hear about any other pyromancies you find in the world. So let's go ahead and equip the flame. And then we'll need to attune magic in order to have spells, because right now it's like, So let's attune some magic, but we only have one slot. So it's going to be kind of difficult for us to get Fireball and Combustion in here. So I'm going to raise my attunement until we get another attunement slot, which should be, 12. At 12 attunement, you get a second attunement slot. So now we can go ahead and attune Fireball and Combustion, which are just fun. So Fireball does basically what it sounds like. Yeet! It's great. Combustion is sort of like a breath of flame right in front of you. So it's good for getting enemies that are in melee range. And like any other spells, they refill when you chill at a bonfire. So now we have 8 fireballs at our disposal, which is pretty freaking cool. And I'm going to go ahead and spend the rest of these upgrading my flame as much as I can.
Pleased to see you safe. As always, if you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy.
We'll just go all the way up. So we're up to level 8 now. Another 10,000 souls to get to the next level.
Goodbye then. Come back if you find anything new.
That's just one of those things you got to save up for if you want your character to be good at it. So we spent a lot of souls on pyromancy, but on Willow's character, we actually came over here and talked to Griggs, and he sells the Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring, granted to only the most accomplished sorcerers at the Vinheim Dragon School. It increases the damage your sorceries do by 20%, which is very substantial, and it costs 20,000. So Willow spent her Gaping Dragon Souls on that, as well as some level ups. And Winslow ain't doing either of those because he's like the most multi-attribute character we have. Raising strength, endurance, faith, attunement. It's like, and vitality for that matter. So his stats are getting split enough as it is. He doesn't need to be buying rings and shit. Alright. Oh, hi. Have you killed Rhea yet?
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady, to think I swore to protect you with my life.
I know, right? Kind of awkward now. So now we have some sick pyromancy. I'm gonna go see Andre, give him the big ember, and then I might eat a couple of these soul items just to get enough souls to upgrade my sword as much as I can. Alright, let's see what we can afford from Andre. Oh, and we have a spicy new ember to give him. Hey there, buddy.
Ah, why, that's a fine ember you have there. I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me?
Sure.
Magnificent! You won't be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
Yeah, and we can increase our Boulder Side Sword from a +5 to a +6 now that we have that large ember. So there's also the raw upgrades. These are good for increasing the base damage of the weapon, but it wrecks the scaling. So if you're playing a low stat character, or at least a character that doesn't have a lot of strength or dex, the raw weapons might be better for you. But for someone who's going to be raising their dex really high, the traditional one is going to outclass it in the long run. So boom, we upgrade to +6, and now we can reinforce it normally from there. And it looks like, yeah, we're going to be using up our large Titanite shards. Take it all the way up to +8. Sweet. I also have random stuff I can use to... I don't have any Titanite shards, so I can't really upgrade my armor much. Not a big deal. Increasing your armor's damage doesn't do... armor's ability doesn't do a whole lot. We'll go ahead and repair all our stuff.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Sweet. Yeah, so if you didn't want pyromancy, you could use those 50,000 souls, obviously, to level up 5 times maybe. Or you could come down here to Andre and just buy, like, 20 Titanite shards. I guess that would run you, like, 15 grand. And then spend a bunch of souls just leveling up all your gear. And you could have pretty much +5 on everything, or +10 on everything if you really did the grinding. For armor, you're only going to be able to get it up to, like, +6, I think, before you need to start using chunks. And chunks are a little bit hard to find at the moment. But you do get them from fighting the Black Knights, one of which was at the top of a tower over there. The other was at a lower area in the early burg, if you recall. So if you fought those guys, you should have a couple chunks, so you might actually be able to get your sword up to a higher number. We actually don't have enough large shards to get up to the point where we're going to be using chunks. So right now we're stuck at 8. And it feels like a short video, but I already know that there's a few long fights I need to edit in. So I'm going to call it there for this episode. And next time, I'll meet you guys back down in the depths bonfire. And we will head down into everyone's favorite area, Blighttown. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.